Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jonathan Sloan, and I am president of GPHSA. And thank you so much for taking time this afternoon to join us in our secretary forum. I have 2 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and begin out of respect of everybody's time. I don't expect this to last any longer than an hour. But again, I do want to thank you for being here this afternoon. This really is an opportunity for us to get to know the candidates better. And we have 3 candidates for secretary, and our incoming secretary. And so what I'd like to do first is we're going to follow a format. First, they're going to give a short introduction of themselves. And then I'm going to ask them 3 questions at which they will have up to 5 minutes. And we do have a timekeeper. And if they go over 5 minutes, they'll let them know. So why don't we go ahead and begin? And let's see, the first one up is Courtney. Courtney, do you mind sharing your opening statements? Just introduce yourself, who you are.
Hey y'all, I'm Courtney Todd. I currently reside in Elbert County, and I actually work out of Franklin County as a case manager for the senior SNAP clients. I've been with the agency for almost 3 years. I started as a front desk worker and moved into a case manager's position about a year ago. I love helping others and doing what it takes, to strive for a change. I feel that right now there's so many things that are uncertain. Things change from day to day. So to be someone that others can look up to and feel they are being heard within us as the association will really help make a difference. There are times that we need to have positive vibes to really help change the mood for our work environment. I want to be that person to help people so they can feel that I bring positivity, kindness, and courage in such uncertain times. Okay, back to you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Courtney. Now, Vicky, time for your opening statement.
Great. Thank you, Jonathan. Good afternoon, everyone. When I first joined GPHSA, it took a minute to get acclimated to what the association was all about, how it affected me, and how I could get involved. So I started attending meetings and conferences, going to training, and the training and information that I received was very relevant to my job. Then an opportunity for the Advocacy Academy presented itself. And so I received support from my supervisor and put my application in and was accepted. So our sessions were at the Capitol, where we learned all about the legislative process, how legislation is introduced and considered. We learned about the budget process, the Appropriations Committee. We got to tour the Capitol, which was really cool. I don't know that I would have gotten that opportunity had it not been for GPHSA. So I really appreciate that. And then the last session was participating in a legislative reception where we could meet with our local representatives and start building those relationships and practice our advocacy skills that we learned in the academy. So being in the Advocacy Academy, it automatically put me as a member of the Legislative Committee. And I learned at the last meeting that the committee didn't have a chairperson. So I stepped up and I co-chair it along with Gretchen Cleveland. So I wanted to be more involved in, instead of just being a member, I wanted to be inside a committee and doing some brainstorming and helping out wherever I could. So now a new opportunity has presented itself, the officer elections. So I feel with my experience and wanting to become more involved in the association, that my skills and knowledge and experience would be an excellent fit for this position, which is what brings us to this moment. So I truly appreciate the opportunity and your consideration and your vote. Thank you. Back to you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Vicky. Now, Misti, time for your opening statement.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Misti Kettering, and I began my career at DPACS in 2005, where I was a ABD eligibility specialist for 10 years. And then I moved over to social services as a social services tech. However, I have been a member of GPHSA since 2005 when I began my career with DFACS. Once the committees started reconvening back, I think James Binnicker was the president then, he set up an OFI committee and sent out an email requesting people to come. So I attended my first legislative committee meeting as the only unretired person there. And at that point in time, I realized how important it was for me to represent the people that I serve at GPHSA. This was a perfect opportunity. We had just changed over to Georgia 1, and if anyone on here knows, that was a nightmare. However, that was the time that I started actively being involved in GPHSA. I have not missed a meeting, a legislative session since then, because I feel that this association is so important to the people that work at DFACS, not only DFACS, but all other state agencies. So that is how I began with GPHSA, and that is why I feel that I have the experience and the integrity to lead us as the secretary into the next chapter for us.
Okay. Thank you, Misty. So we'll begin with our questions, and I'll start with Courtney. Our first question is, what experience, values, and ideas do you want us to hear in considering the selection of our secretary?
So, I mean, I've worked with the state for the past 3 years. So as soon as I started within the state agency, I immediately became a member of GPHSA. And I've just learned so much about what it means to be a state employee within the agency. I always strive to work hard at everything I do and strive to achieve goals set in front of me, such as this one. I am determined and organized, which I feel is good qualities to have in a secretary. An idea that I would love to bring forth within, if I was elected as a secretary, would be to really try to engage more with the employees within the agencies and within like our members, and just see where they feel like we need to improve, because if we listen to them, then that gives us more of an input on what's going on. Back to you, Jonathan.
Okay. Thank you. And so the next person, let's say Misty, same question. What experience, values, and ideas do you want us to hear in considering the selection of our secretary?
Hi. Well, I have served as the officer on the legislative, I'm sorry, I lost my place. Executive, and I apologize, I am keeping 2 8-week-old boxer puppies babysitting, so my apologies for the background. I apologize. So I have served as a board member on the Executive and Long Range Planning Committee. I have been on the OFI committee. I have served on the Legislative Committee, which I'm currently on now. And I have been continuously involved with GPHSA in many capacities. I have a passion for this association. What it has done for me has created opportunities that I would have never had unless I had been involved. Honestly, if it wasn't for GPHSA, when I was in ABD, we were Georgia 1, it was a nightmare. And that's when I became involved and started attending meetings. I worked overtime, I worked weekends. I did whatever it took in order for me to be able to attend those meetings, because the leadership trainings that I received at those meetings are what gave me the confidence to do the things that I have been able to accomplish since then. I wouldn't be sitting here right now on a Zoom meeting advocating to be your secretary if it wasn't for GPHSA. This association has given me the opportunity to meet, network, and develop ideas for staff that I would have never had the opportunity to do. And what I want to do is make sure that everyone that is a member of GPHSA have the same opportunities and experience the same type of trainings that I have. And I believe that that is what is going to lead us into the next chapter.
Thank you, Misti. Next, Vicky, same question. What experience, values, and ideas do you want us to hear in considering the selection of our secretary?
Well, I have 38 years of administrative experience, including facilitating, coordinating meetings, taking meeting minutes, the distribution, newsletters, reports, attention to details, those kind of administrative skills and experience. And I also see the value this organization has in advocating for staff, from compensation to benefits, both current and retired. And I feel like what we do today affects our future and those after us. My personal values, I believe in giving your best in all things. I believe in commitment and dedication are critical for success. I believe in helping others to succeed. I believe in making a positive difference. I believe in striving for excellence. I believe in being a team player. I believe in using the synergy of a group instead of individually trying to conquer issues. I believe in being helpful, being a good steward with what I've been given, and representing the agency and organization in a professional manner and accuracy in the reporting of the information that goes out. This position, being an officer, is a very important position. You're also a member of the executive and long-range planning committees. So I promise to be all in, committed, engaged, and active in all meetings and activities. Thank you, Jonathan. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. We will now go to our second question, and we will start with Misti this time. So Misti, in addition to the role of secretary, you will serve on the executive and long-range planning committees. How would you like to see our association approved?
Thank you, Jonathan. I believe I have already served as a board member on these committees, and on this association, I have been highly involved. And what I would like to see in the future is for us to be able to represent each region at the legislative meeting with each county or each region, because we have so many legislators that come in and want to see those people. And I believe that's our opportunity to reach out and to advocate for this agency and for ourselves and the association. And that would be one of the things that I would like to see happen. I assure you, I will be the first to admit I wasn't the best note taker, but since COVID, I have been very much having to learn how to do that. I have done training and I am capable of taking notes now. Due to serving on several cases with other caseworkers, that has been one of the things that I have worked on during this COVID-19 pandemic. So I can assure you that I will do my very best to serve everyone equally and to engage all people, especially OFI. I feel like they need to be involved. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now to Vicky, same question. In addition to the role of secretary, you will serve on the executive and long-range planning committee. How would you like to see our association improve?
Thank you, Jonathan. I would like to see more engagement and involvement from members with feedback and suggestions on how staff need to be supported. I would like to see better member attendance in meetings. Sometimes it seems a little sparse, and I noticed that the video meetings have a lot more activity. Maybe it's because people are able to join easier and not have to travel. I would like to see a robust and active committees going all the time. The committee chair taking an active role into driving the association forward. I would like to see more advocacy for legislation that supports and protects agency staff, providing funding needed for positions and programs and competitive wages and benefits. I would like our accomplishments to be highlighted so that staff could see the need to be a member, or if they are a member, the need to jump in and get involved with a committee or two and help our staff. And I would also like to see increased membership because there's more power, experience, and knowledge, skills, ideas, everything that you would need to push the association forward. We need some numbers. We need some people getting involved. So thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. And then Courtney, same question. How would you like to see our association improve?
Thank you, Jonathan. I would definitely love to see our association improve by having more members for sure. Just seeing the list of members that we have, we definitely could grow and get bigger. The more people's input we can gather, the better. Having a strong association with people who work firsthand with Georgians is a great thing. So if we could get more members, that would help. We are the ones who hear and see all the many concerns of our constituents that we have. So to be able to just gather that information from all of our members would be great. We are the face of our agency. They rely on us for so much. So to have an association with more members from all aspects of DHS will give us so much more of an insight of what is going on all around us to help make our association bigger and better. Thank you, Jonathan. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Now we'll go to our third question, and we will begin with Vicky this time. So Vicky, our vision is a stronger staff for a stronger Georgia. What are your thoughts on how we can strengthen human services staff through the work of the association?
Well, Jonathan, I have learned so much from GPHSA. You know, I heard Misti talk about all the things that she learned and got involved in and how it progressed her and Courtney and anybody. It's just benefiting all kinds of people. But I think it could be wrapped up in kind of one thing to say, get feedback from members, listen to staff. You know, what do they need to thrive and be happy and successful, both personal and professionally? And then when a need is identified, develop a plan, get the right people involved, whether it's training or legislation, and take action to address those needs. And I think if we do that, if we concentrate on the needs of our members, then that will help to strengthen our agency and our staff so that we can move forward into the future and just have a lot of benefits to boot. So again, I thank you for this opportunity to serve in an officer position. And if elected, I promise to be all in, give my best, be engaged and involved, and represent this organization with professionalism and pride. I thank you for your consideration, and I kindly ask for your vote. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Vicky. So to Courtney, same question. What are your thoughts on how we can strengthen staff through the work of our association?
I really feel that we could really engage with the staff and get input on where they feel things need to change. And that would really help in strengthening our staff. People love to be heard and know that things that matter to them matter to us. So hearing them out on their concerns really goes a long way, especially if we're able to assist them in doing our very best to change those concerns into something positive. So I definitely agree with Vicky on that aspect. I really have enjoyed this opportunity to be able to be a part of this Secretary Forum. It's the first time ever, so I really appreciate it. I would really love y'all's vote. Back to you, Jonathan.
Thank you. And then finally, Misti, what are your thoughts on how we can strengthen staff through the work of the association?
Thank you, Jonathan. I believe that we need to instill the type of passion that I have in other people. And the only way to do that is through communication and advocating. And I believe that if we are able to communicate these things to these members that aren't able to come to the meetings or haven't been to the meetings, or even that now they're probably going to be able to be involved much more because we are able to do it via Zoom. If we can offer the trainings that we've had in the past, and I look forward to trainings that we may be able to offer in the future to all of the staff, I think that is going to create a stronger association. People are going to actually get what GPHSA is all about. But it's going to be through communication. And I believe that's the key to us moving forward in the future, because we have a platform and a format now where we can reach out to so many other people that weren't normally capable of attending these types of meetings and trainings. And I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you so much. And I look forward to working with all of you in the future. Back to you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Misti. Wow, so that was great. We have 3 candidates, and I just want to pull up the, the chat here. Mr. James Binnicker, former president of GPHSA, states the strength of this association is clearly demonstrated by the quality of candidates that we are seeing today. So proud to see our future in such good hands. And so I just want to echo what Mr. Binnicker said, that, you know, the future is in great hands. Thank you. I want to just say thank you to all our candidates today. You know, this is really a new format, a new way of doing things, and I love it. I think this is really refreshing, getting an opportunity to hear from our candidates and maybe make a more informed vote. Speaking of that, I do want to encourage everybody to make sure you vote by August 28th. That is the deadline, and we will announce the election results at our annual meeting, September 4th. If you have not received a ballot, please email us, and we will make sure that every vote is counted. Other than that, thank you again, and happy Monday, everybody, and y'all have a great rest of your week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.